to this week's OK at Work with myself, Sarah Sawyer, my colleague Russell Berger, both attorneys at Offit Kurman. And today we are talking about an interesting tweet by Elon Musk, where he is promising to cover legal fees for people who are fired over tweets on Twitter, or now we're calling it X, I guess. But, that he has said he's going to cover legal fees for people who were treated unfairly by their employers because of something they posted or liked on X, also formerly known as Twitter. So what should employers be thinking about with this, Russell?
Yeah, well, he also said no limit. So
yes,
he's
no limit.
willing to spend plenty. Yeah, no, it's interesting, not because Elon Musk is offering to pay for people to sue their employers that have done things that he thinks are unfair, but because it's a good reminder for all employers as to we don't talk in unfair, we talk in legal or not legal in our universe as lawyers. But it's a good opportunity for employers to think about what's permissible, what isn't permissible, how do you want to manage your employees' online activity, and what do you need to take action on. And leaving aside a few states and jurisdictions where there are protections on certain types of political speech that may cross over here, by and large, employers have a lot of discretion with respect to action they may take as it pertains to employees' comments online. The big carve out from that, however, is when employees are talking about the terms and conditions of their employment. That's because the National Labor Relations Act, a law we've talked about relatively recently here on OK at Work, protected, to be a little redundant, protects protected concerted activity, which is a defined term within the law, among employees. And really what that means is that employees are free to speak to each other about the terms and conditions of the workplace and how that might be better, how it might be improved. And again, that's something that if you're doing it online, it's not it's not inherently prohibited just because you're doing it on social media. Protected concerted activity can take place on social media as well.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Russell, with some limited exceptions, state by state, other types of speech are not similarly protected. So calling the president an idiot, or making certain statements that might be political, or certain other types of speech will not be similarly protected by the National Labor Relations Act. And we see the most common areas where employers often are looking at what's going on online involving that type of protected speech, because a lot of times it's a comment about the company and about their working conditions that actually really ends up getting a company upset even more than something more just generic that an employee is saying, because it can be upsetting to the employer, to the company, to see something online that says, hey, I really hate manager so and so because he made me work these extra hours and I don't want to work them, or whatever it is. I'm being very generic there, but those types of things tend to get companies more fired up and be the protected speech. But that being said, there are other things that employees may be saying online that cause workplace issues that employers may take action over, and without it being unlawful for them to do so.
Yeah, no, that's right. And again, and as we've talked about before too, moving away from things that are about employment, but even if they do happen to talk about employment, the laws that prohibit discrimination in the workplace are still going to apply. So if someone's making disparaging, discriminating comments online, and that's certainly something you can take action on as well as an employer, because while employees have a right to protect a concerted activity and to talk about the terms and conditions of their employment, they're not going to have a right to engage in any kind of discriminatory behavior, even if it is about the terms and conditions of their employment.
Yeah, and that's something it's a really great point, something to be really mindful of in modern times, where the office environment really does extend far outside of the office. A lot of the time when people are friends with each other on social media, following each other on X, and saying a lot of things that could be characterized as discriminatory or different things, where politics and other types of opinions might intersect and create workplace workplace issues outside of the office. So something to be really mindful of.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hot button issues in the world today that many people feel compelled to express their opinions on social media, and how that relates to the workplace is definitely something that Elon Musk has at least brought to the fore as an issue that we need to be thinking about.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Well, thanks, Russell, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Sarah.